Well, hello again. This is Heather. I'm now going to show you what I'm going to do with this other stuff. What we got here is stovetop stuffing, rice, peas. This is brown rice, by the way, much healthier. And we need the butter again. Yes, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to make a bit of a mix. We're going to make a mix, and we need a pot. We need a pot for all the stuffing. Here, we're going to turn a burner on. That'll do. We're going to put some stuffing. Stovetop stuffing. I mean, yes, you can get stuffing out of a turkey. It's just as easy, but who's got time for that when you're cooking at home without a lot of sophisticated things? And you know what? Stuffing is actually very underutilized. It's very unappreciated, which is rather sad. Now we need to shake up a bag to make sure it's all being used. And again, clean up as we go. Yes? And the ratio I use is 2 things of stuffing for 1 bag of rice, because that way it reduces waste. Now we don't need this quite yet. We're just prepping it. What we do need, however, is a thing for the rice, because rice is very, very tricky. I don't usually like to in that pot. Oh, it's stained. Anyway, I don't like to put my rice in a rice cooker because I really don't get that. Rice is just so much easier if I put care and time into it myself. Anyway, I'm going to pour it in, all of it, make sure there's no waste. There's a huge amount of rice, but I'm feeding several people tonight because I'm going out. And this is being prepared for a party. So, we have some water. We add some water, that's a bit much. There, we put it on the back burner, because it's easy to get to. There we go. And we slap a lid on it so it doesn't explode everywhere. Now let's see if we can find a lid. And if we can't, by chance, find a lid, it's too small. If we can't by chance find a lid, we just make one up. And hopefully there is a lid. If not, it's not going to be great, but you know what, we'll improvise. Here's a good, we've got to leave it like that so it doesn't boil up. And it's a good medium temperature, good medium temperature will ensure it'll cook quick but safely. And now for the stuffing. We've got to put some water in the stuffing. We really have to. So I'm going to step off for a minute to do that. We've really got to, then we put it on, we get some butter in there. You get some butter in there, just some really succulent little butter. Usually it calls for cups, but I think we can do fine without it. Just a huge, 2 very large tablespoons ought to do it for now. Just put this over here for now. Let's clean up as we go, of course. because it's always important to work in a sanitary environment. kitchen will probably need a good cleaning up when I'm done. But let's get out a spoon and start stirring the stuffing. And hopefully by the time these things start cooking, the chicken will be out, and then we'll get to see how well I did with that. And it's going to just be a very interesting thing. I decided to make cooking episodes, well, just 2 of them for now, to see if people were actually interested in this sort of thing. And you know what? I didn't use a recipe for this. It was all by experimentation. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with experimentation. Because it's by experimenting that you learn things. I mean, you learn things with a recipe too, right? But you never know, right? Experimenting can sometimes teach you powerful lessons. It's probably butter there, so I'm going to put it away. The spoon in the sink because I want to keep my work area as clean as possible. And see, it's just coming together really nicely. And you know what? I used to be able to use cheese in my chicken and such, but I can't anymore because I can't eat like cheese and drink normal milk. I have to use almond milk, which is why I use that with the chicken. But stovetop stuffing, there's nothing wrong with that, and butter just makes it really yummy. And I hope I didn't put too much. Again, it's an experiment. It's an experiment that's worth conducting. Again, 2 boxes of stovetop stuffing to 1 bag of rice to a bunch of chicken, and let's see where that takes us. I may have made too much, I don't know. But there'll be a lot of people where I'm going tonight, so hopefully it will be considered useful. Cooking, and you know what? I don't cook like this all the time. Yes, I try very hard to use my food up. But I don't need to cook like this every day. Because what I do is make a whole bunch and just eat it over the week. It's good for the budget, it's good for health, and it teaches you a lot of things about portioning, which is very important to professional chefs. You have to know your portions. But anyway, let's give it a good stir. Careful not to burn it. And there we go. It's really good. Nice and moist. Let's wipe our hands, fix my shirt, check on the rice. Oh. You know, I enjoy cooking, and you know what? We'll take care of these peas while we wait for the other food. The peas are more for flavor because they've got a little bit of sugar in them, 2 grams, not very much. But provides flavor and something unique. I would definitely serve this to children. By the way, children that can eat and chew things on their own. I would totally serve this to children. It's something healthy for them. And you know what? Sadly, children need more healthy food today. I mean, they eat junk. Lots of children eat junk, and I don't understand why. I mean, some junk is fine, but not all the time. Because obesity is a saddening epidemic that's taken over the world, and I'm not a big fan of that. Some junk food is fine in moderation, but not for every single meal. And see, we've got some really nice unsalted peas, Canada Fancy. Yeah, I didn't get all the moisture out, oh well. But you know what, I mean, not being able to eat dairy, I mean, yes, I do engage in junk food a while, but not as much as I used to. I mean, here's the thing, when I was a teenager, I weighed 260 pounds. I had that weight graduating out of high school, yes? And then I got really sick when I was about 19 years old. And I lost 75 pounds in a year because I was barely able to eat anything. And guess what? It was my gallbladder. My gallbladder filled of fat and disgusting garbage that I ate as a teenager. Because I didn't know anybody. I mean, this is stuff I would feed to my children someday when I have them. Because it's good and it's nutritious and it's really just, it's all about balance and moderation and including everything in a meal. Yes, junk food is fine sometimes, but not all the time. You can come up with healthy alternatives if you really need something to eat. You don't have to run to the nearest drive-thru. I mean, and look at the rice is boiling nicely now. Let's have a look at the chicken. Is it coming together? I hope so. I have this passion for like creating things, and this involves cooking, and I'm just hoping the people that I cook for will really like this, because I'm sure I'll really like it. I mean, with my dietary restrictions, like with not being able to eat a lot of dairy, having to find substitutes, I have to get creative like this. And also remain very healthy, because it's just technically, well, it can either serve as a main meal or a side dish. And I mean, I've used to make salad all the time and just indulge on that, but you've got to balance it. Yes, salad is good in a meal, but not all the time and not as the main meal. And if you do really have to make a salad, make sure you put proteins and carbs and things like that, chickpeas, chicken, something in there, like vegetables. Balance it out. Don't make just a plain plate of greens and dressing. And I mean, oh, I'm so proud of this chicken. Have a look. Look at that. Looks like chicken nuggets. But seriously, cooking shows provide some of the best education in the world. And even just trying things out provides some of the best education in the world. And see, look at that, it's boiling so nicely. I think I need this. I don't need that. And you know, see this rice, it's got passion to be something more than it currently is. And we're going to start prepping, I guess. I'm going to start prepping a drain area for the rice. This may not do the trick. Let's see what we've got. No, this will be fine, I think. I don't have a lot of things at my disposal in terms of cooking, so I have to make the best of it. I'm not complaining either. I'm not complaining either, because that's the challenge in shows like MasterChef, Top Chef, Chopped, is to make the best that you can with what you have and be proud of it. Be proud of a dish like this. I know it all comes together because I've made it before. This is the first time I've just decided to share it because I'm hoping to benefit people. I'm hoping it will inspire people to try, to go out of their comfort zone. And see, the area was nice and clean, not a lot of mess. And that rice is just boiling away, oh my. Is this stuffing done? Oh, yum. It's the best stuffing I've ever made. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe I used actually the right amount of butter and everything too, so that's sweet. Give it a few more minutes. I think it's done. It's awesome. I'm going to just put it in a spoonful at a time. Are you seeing how I'm doing this? And see, it's nice and fluffy. We'll make sure to scrape out the bottom. And then we'll toss it all in there with the peas. I hope where I'm serving this tonight that they take small portions. That's okay. And we'll give it a little water to cool the pan off. Now look at that. Does that not look appetizing? That's stovetop stuffing. That's stovetop stuffing and peas. And the dish is only half done. This is only half done, and it looks amazing already. Oh my goodness. And the rice, we need to turn that down a bit because it's boiling and it's going to explode. And it's 2:30, so I suppose we can check the chicken. Safety first. Always wear mitts when reaching into the oven, otherwise you'll burn yourself, and that's just terrible. Ooh, look at that. Yummy. Let's see if they're done. They look like chicken nuggets with stuff sprinkled on top of them, don't they? Seasoning. Let's have a look. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that white, beautiful, and the steam rising from it. My goodness. Look at how pretty the chicken looks. And it's small. And it's all sizzling and happy and just fabulous. I'm not quite going to turn the oven off yet, just to make sure that and look how yummy that is. Oh my goodness sake. want to make it small so that people can eat it. And the rice is coming together all just beautifully. So much white chicken here, it's fabulous. And it's just a really fabulous thing. I mean, I'm not the best chopper in the world, mostly because I don't want to lift it out and do a cutting board, but probably the safer thing. I wouldn't recommend doing it this way. You get knife marks all over your... You know what? Let's get a cutting board. Let's get a cutting board and you can see it done like that. Because I have no desire to scrape up the pan today. We've got a cutting board to do. That's good. It's a tiny little bugger of a cutting board, but you know what? Now you can see me really there. Look at that. It's really... There we go. Yum! Look at that. All this chicken. It's like pink and moist. The thing is tonight, but I like to cook my things fresh. And if I must make them cold, well. It's all crispy and crunchy, and I hope people like it. And honestly, it's very easy to do this cooking and chopping, and I'm going to move this so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so happy with the way the chicken, it has to be as close to an hour as you can get it in order for it to get that set. That piece, it's not good. Hopefully the rice. Oh, I suppose it can go on minimum now. These pieces can just be... The biggest thing that's going to go in here is probably the rice, but that's okay. I don't really cook a lot for myself, as I've said. But if people really want me to cook for them, I will. And it's just an inspiring journey, like cooking is a process. As well as an event, you have to undergo the process in order to make the event successful. I'm going to put some of this in. This some of it's small enough to actually go. So I don't accidentally knock it on the floor. That would be horrible amount of work I put into it. See, there's not very many big pieces, so I'm not going to dirty out the cutting board. But in a normal, if I were ever on MasterChef, I'd use the dang cutting board because it's important. You know, I think that's enough for now. Let's see where we are with the rice. They're all cooked. That's great. There's some dill in the rice. Oregano. It's tasty. Mess everywhere, but it's okay. I think it's totally worth it to make it nice if you've got a good job. Gotta be careful. Oh. Okay, that's done. Put another thing of soap. And the rice is draining, which is great. I think it was going to take so little time, however. But that is awesome. We'll see how that goes. Just see. Oh, this chicken's actually looking nice. It's looking like lighter KFC chicken. Most. How's the rice? Looks to be about to drain, and it's still hot, which is great. Since be still hot. Look at that beautiful thing of rice. Oh. Wash the spoon real quick. You don't want cross-contamination ever. I just added 1 spoonful at a time. Make sure it's spread out evenly. You just toss it all in there, make sure it's happy and included. Way too slow. This. See, we just got to filter it in. Make sure it gets wrapped up in there really nice. And I'd recommend a sauce, like a sweet and sour sauce would be best, or even plum. Because the rice, it responds well to sweet and sour sauce and plum. Just look at how yummy this is. I am definitely an amateur chef. I don't even know if I'm a chef, but I'm a home cook. Just put a little more rice in. I don't want to make it too full, even though we've got everything in there. I'm a home cook and I enjoy it. Enjoy it very much. It's probably all we're going to get in there, but that's okay. And I just use the rice. I'll just use the rice and the other stuff for other things. Making a bit of a mess. That's okay. Ugh. Just hoping people like it. It's probably good. It's probably all we're going to get in there. It's okay. Just put this, portion it in the leftovers, which is just fine. It's really just fine because we can't waste food. No, that's like a bad thing to waste food. And so many people have so little food. Definitely, there we go. It's not waste. There we go. It's good. Stick it in the sink, and we've also got to do something with the rice, and we're not going to waste that either because that's really bad. To waste perfectly good rice. Got a small bowl. See, there's a cool little Tupperware bowl. They actually don't make them anymore. Just grab that, put that there. Actually, you know what? I've got a fantastic idea. A really fantastic idea. Put this here. A stack of dishes there, and you know what? I mean, yes, I'll get to the dishes at some point, but I gotta give a, we'll dump that there and not waste any time. Yes, I know it's a horrid mess in here, isn't it? But we have our objective. we have the objective that we came looking for. Finished dish. And if I were really in a pressure test, as I call them on MasterChef, I'd be going a heck of a lot faster. And there's the finished dish. Doesn't that look lovely? Peas, stuffing, and chicken saturated in almond milk, unsweetened almond milk and breadcrumbs. Very, very addicting. Very, very good. I'm proud of my dish. Aren't you? Anyway, I'm going to do the cleanup now. So it was a very wonderful pleasure showing you my cooking. Well, some of it anyway. I mean, and if you want to see me do more of these cooking videos, just tell me and I'll figure something out. Alright, be happy. Bye.